Hey Capricorn, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The first card that you received, the underlying theme or the overarching energy, let me put it like that, is the Magician reversed. The Magician is the first card in the Major Arcana. That for me represents the first house, and Capricorn, you've got a lot of energy in your first house. Mercury's moving in there. We'll go retrograde, which really speaks to the Magician being reversed for me. The sun will be moving in there at the end of the month. We'll have a new moon here at the end of the month. So yeah, the Magician, first house, that's your personality, your physical body, and your appearance. Speaking to the astrological first house, that's how I read the numbers. But the Magician as a Major Arcana card represents Mercury, and Mercury is going retrograde in your first house. It's in the sign of Capricorn. That is your first house. For me, this card represents your difficulty problem solving, making connections, even your perception probably being affected or skewed in some way. Mercury is the planet of communication, thinking, and movement. It's also the planet that represents thought. So, yeah, I see this really hitting your problem solving skills. Good news, Mercury will go station direct at the beginning of the new year on January 7th or 8th, depending on where you live on the planet. So just be careful in your communication, dealing with your communication devices and how you speak and how people understand you. I found that during a Mercury retrograde, it's always a good idea to follow up anything that you say with, does that make sense? Just something that I've learned. Now, the first card in your top three for clarity is another Major Arcana. This is the High Priestess, and she is the second card in the Major Arcana. The High Priestess represents the moon. The moon is the ruling luminary of Cancer, so this may speak to a Cancer in your world in some way, somebody who has some Cancer energy. But the moon represents the unconscious. It also speaks to your response, your intuition, and your feelings. The High Priestess as a Major Arcana card represents your feelings, the expressing of your emotions, or possibly the harboring of secrets. With Mercury going retrograde, there may be secrets or, secrets coming out. Possibly. The second house speaks to the house of Taurus, and that's the house of your money, your earning ability, your self-esteem. It's your values. It's your possessions. It's anything you could point to and say mine would qualify. And under this domain, if you will, I also see relationships there, or even dealing with your children, because you say my child, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend. You get the gist. But the moon represents emotions. Could be speaking to that full moon in Gemini that would be occurring in your sixth house. That's the house of work and health. It can play out in many different areas. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. The second card in the top three for clarity is the Two of Cups in reverse. The Two of Cups is the Minor Arcana Lovers card. So let's talk about what the Major Arcana Lovers card represents. The Major Arcana Lovers card is representative of Gemini, and that's where the full moon is occurring. So you see how the synchronicity is playing out there. The Lovers represents making choices or making decisions. Now let's talk about this card. This is another two, that house of values, that house of money, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem, your relationships, mine. Anything mine would qualify. The cups speak to water sign energy. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The fact that it's in reverse, it could be dealing with a disagreement. Possibly in an emotional relationship in some way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your love relationship. It could be your family. It just depends. I feel like it might involve a Leo because whenever I see a lion in the picture, sorry, I'm not used to having my little Christmas tree there, so I'm dodging a flame and everything. Try not to knock my little tree over. But yeah, whenever I see the Leo, the lion's head, I think of Leo. It may involve a Leo or somebody that has Leo energy, maybe their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. Another reason why I feel like it could involve a Leo is because of the third card represented here, the King of Wands. King of Wands, male, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I saw the Leo head there. Could be representative of this guy. The King of Wands is masculine fire sign energy. He is known for being courageous and brave. He's also known for being impetuous and fierce. I see him as eager to stand, eager to fight, eager to defend. I see him being very expressive and egocentric and being very self-confident. This could be the person that you're having the issues with around the full moon. I did the math total for this spread, and um, it really kind of backs up what I'm talking about. We've got the 2 for the High Priestess, 2 for the Two of Cups, and 1 for the Magician. That's 5. And that speaks to the house of Leo. That's the house of your creation. That can be your children or your creative endeavors. This is a house where you have skin in the game. This is the house of your social life and your pleasures. It's the house of romance, dating, and falling in love. So yeah, I feel like it might be miscommunication dealing with a love partner or somebody that you have a love relationship with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love partner. It could be dealing with somebody in your family. But it's skin in the game type situation in the house of Leo. So Leo's playing out pretty strong here. And the way that the cards fell, I feel like it's really going to be around the full moon. Looking at the timing, that full moon's going to be the 12th or the 13th or the 14th of the month, depending, dealing with work and health or possibly a Virgo. We'll see. I'm going to move on to your oracle cards. The first is the 22nd card of the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. This card is She Feels, She Knows. 2 plus 2 is 4. That speaks to the house of Cancer, which rules home and family. Home is where you live or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share your home with. That can be your parents. That can be your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, your roommates, housemates, etc. She feels, she knows. I love the peacock feathers. I have peacock feathers in my house. I just think they're beautiful. I love what they represent. You can go Google that if you feel so led. Maybe some extra knowledge there for you. But in this card represents that right now you need to think in the terms of your long-term happiness. Right now is the best way for you to view the situation, and that you will understand the situation and circumstances that you're going through better with hindsight. You need to trust in your intuition and let it guide you. That right now you're in a time of preparation, and the struggle that you are enduring now it's not for, well, it's to make sure that you've got a stronger foundation within yourself. Whenever I see this card, I think of the broken bone analogy. And I say it like that because I have several bones that I have broken in my feet. And there's really nothing they can do about it. I'm really clumsy. But when you break a bone, yes, it hurts, but once that bone has healed, that bone is stronger there at that once broken point than the rest of the bone. So it's like you're undergoing this construction period, you're undergoing this preparation phase. But it's to build a stronger foundation within you. The second card that I pulled for you is Listening for Truth. This is the 36th card in the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. And she's listening to a seashell. Her eyes are closed, which always speaks to using your intuition. The High Priestess here, even more so representing the fact that your intuition is something you need to follow right now. And your intuition may be really high around the full moon. 3 plus 6 is 9, which speaks to the Sagittarius ruled house of long distance trips, adventures, and questing. It's dealing with higher education. It's dealing with the study of philosophy and religion, astrology. It's the study of, it's really your worldview expanded. It speaks to foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things as well. When I see this card, I feel like it's like, the words down here listing for truth. Yes, now is a time for seeking truth. And when I did debate, there was a debate team that had a slogan on the back of one of their team shirts that said, follow seekers of truth. And that really struck a chord within me, because people who are seeking the truth are willing to accept other explanations or other ideas. People who say that they have found the truth act as though they have a commodity on it. And that's how I interpreted it anyways. But listen to the seekers of truth is something I think about when I see this card. The truth definitely speaks, and sometimes it can whisper, and other times it can scream. And that, don't give up. You need to open your heart to healing, and truth will always prevail, even if it feels like it's an eventually type situation. And get out in nature, and you'll find the healing that you are desiring, on even if it's a soul level. Maybe get out and watch the full moon. But yeah, Capricorn, that's what's going on for you for December. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. As I said before, I'll be back mid-month to pull some more cards for you for a longer tarot portion. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves and save some of that kindness for others. We're all going through things that some of us may never speak about to another living person. And it's the holiday season, y'all. Just be kind. I'll see you for the mid-month reading. Until then, namaste, Capricorn.